There's a small country in the Balkans, in Europe, where tribes sought to settle down since earliest times. Wars were fought, mighty empires added it to their sprawling lands, and itself was an empire once. This is Bulgaria. When you behold it, you come to know why. Small in size and spreading over 111,000 square kilometers, Bulgaria offers a happy mix of a most beneficial climate and fascinating scenery. Locally, there are 4 seasons and 3 biological belts: marine, lowland and highland alpine. Nature offers a profusion of plant and animal species, with who the Bulgarians have always been at peace. Rural and ecotourism are among the most alluring propositions for anyone keen on travel and adventure. In Bulgaria, you'll find hospitable homes that have perpetuated traditions at their most authentic. Many of them are made only of timber and stone. Each house is built so that it will get the fairest amount of sunshine and would be best protected from winds and gales in the neighborhood of a water spring. Builders in Bulgaria used to be among the most respected members of the public, and the best among them, even today, are regarded as the masters. Today, the majority of mountain villages, hamlets and small towns do attract great numbers of tourists, offering all modern amenities and comforts. These are usually situated in ecological areas or in immediate proximity to bioreserves, home to rare plant and animal species. Chemernik is only one of many eco-farms in Bulgaria. At an altitude of 1,150 meters in the Balkan range, only some 62 kilometers away from the capital Sofia, local life is definitely laid back compared to big city hustle and bustle. Sprawling lush meadows gladden the eye. The cattle raised here is of the best Bulgarian stock, and the people are hardworking. The continental climate has favored cattle raising on these lands since ancient times. Everything related to animal husbandry and processing of animal products is executed with a maximum degree of application and precision to produce healthy food and high-quality wool and hide used not only for clothing, but also for healing purposes. Milk and meat are the food staples of the Bulgarian cuisine, along with fruits and vegetables. In ecologically clean regions, they are, as a rule, still handmade. Add to this the pristine air, biologically generous soil, natural irrigation and bountiful sunshine, and there's the explanation why eco-farms seem to be among the most favored destinations of ecotourism. If you've slept in an authentic village house, if you've had fresh, ecologically clean fruit and vegetables, handpicked by yourself in a village market garden, if you've had an unforgettable day in the bosom of nature, trekking along the nearest available eco-trail, you must have experienced the fascination and loveliness of rural tourism. The most fascinating part of it all is to share in the overall process of cooking your own meals. You may be lucky enough to lay your hands on one of the secret recipes for making Bulgarian yogurt. You could then easily make it yourself when you get back home. The manufacture of white brown cheese and Kashkaval yellow cheese has always stood high on the assortment list of Bulgaria's food industry. Thanks to indigenous climate and manufacturing technology, these dairy products have been greatly appreciated by gourmets across the world. Whoever tastes them comes to know why yogurt happens to be one of Bulgaria's emblems. Yogurt has biologically active properties, and locals say that it's a source of youth and longevity. Horseback riding can be regarded as a sports leisure service, hobby tourism and sports recreation tourism when practiced along horseback riding routes. Usually, route horseback riding comes in a package of services including a day's horse renting fee, a picnic meal, guide, leader and mountain insurance. Rafting means shooting the rapids. In Bulgaria, rafting is highly contingent upon springtime high water. The most appropriate time to practice it is said to be from mid-April to mid-June. Rafting is usually arranged in the turbulent waters of the Struma River in the Kresna Gorge area, southwestern Bulgaria. Assembly point is at the Kresna Inn, 130 kilometers to the southwest from the capital city Sofia. The rafting trek is 10 kilometers long and takes 40 minutes to make on an average, comprising sections of up to 4th category of difficulty on the 6th grade scale. The Iska River is good for rafting too, in the section between the Bov and Lakatnik railway stations. Rafting is usually done on a 6-seat raft. The mandatory guide, complete professional outfit and a second professional guide doubling on a kayak boat accompanying the raft ensure full security. The vertical marble escarpments coating in a vise the bed of the local river make the Trigrid Gorge one of the most overpowering gorges in the country. The dry section of the gorge is awesome indeed. The western face looms at a height of 185 meters above the dry riverbed, and the eastern one is even more imposing, rising to a height of 300 to 350 meters. They form between them a giant crevice, 300 meters wide at the head of the gorge and 100 meters to the north of the gorge. This is a favorite spot of rock climbing fans. Rock climbing requires excellent physical fitness and great amounts of sheer physical endurance. Climbing is a popular sport which affords immediate contact with nature and an opportunity to exercise intensively. From a strictly social point of view, climbing contributes to better health by making up for absence of physical activity. Climbing out in the open is conducive to developing such positive traits of character as reliability, sense of responsibility, and teamwork. Hang gliding embodies man's eternal striving after flying. This heavenly pastime has had an increasing number of adherents. A hang glider is similar to a parachute, the difference being that a parachute is used to jump from an aircraft, while a hang glider takes off in the air. A parachute falls down to the ground. A hang glider soars up in the air. Like any other sport, hang gliding requires numerous skills and experience. You may be interested to hear that there are quite a few hang gliding instructors in Bulgaria. Many are misguidedly apt to assume that hang gliding means muscles of irony. What one needs with hang gliding is good movement coordination and locomotive awareness. You may discover that hang gliding is nothing more intricate than driving a motor car. The motivation and courage to try your hand at it is what counts. Bulgaria offers numerous hang gliding spots and highly qualified instructors who guarantee safe landing. In Bulgaria, the tourist is seen as a guest and can be made to feel like a friend or a traveler, an explorer. Those wishing to take time away from strenuous city life can put up at a village house, make their own yogurt, enjoy the vigorous rhythms and steps of Bulgarian folk dancing, and eventually take back home a length of cloth they have themselves woven on a Bulgarian hand loom, or a piece of pottery for that matter, fashioned by themselves again on an authentic rural potter's wheel. Mama's dances is a colourful Bulgarian tradition. As a rule, mamas stage their dancing processions on the first Sunday of Lent or Saint Toddle's Sunday in the month of February. Only single young men are supposed to take part in the procession. Masks and disguise depend on regional specifics. Mamas, called the old men, are the most numerous ones. Often their faces are dressed with fearsome masks, personifying strange animals and birds. The mamas carry, on a special belt, bells varying in size and sound. The higher they leap, the more generous crops are going to be in the year. The Bulgarian rocks are a genuine miracle sculpted by nature over 200 million years. Nature, the great sculptor, has chiseled the local red sandstone into figures strongly reminiscent of humans and animals, extraterrestrials and mythical heroes, fairy tale palaces and edifices. Each sculpture has a name of its own. Here you will find the horseman, the Madonna, the monks, the schoolgirl, Adam and Eve. The Bulgarian fortress, originally built by the Romans in the 1st-2nd century and later added to by the Bulgarians, is part and parcel of this enchanting arrangement. It is one of the best preserved fortresses in Bulgaria. There are places in Bulgaria where you can trace the root of wine, from the accounts of hospitable locals to the tasting of select wines. You will be able to learn why each vineyard yields different grapes, whether wine has a character, and how does wine mature to match to perfection the meals you have cooked. Tasting of select wines in genuinely authentic circumstances will be an unforgettable experience. In brief, enjoy the sunset with a glass of Bulgarian wine. Treat tomorrow's memory with a glass of Bulgarian wine. Today, now, and here. Bulgaria is the land of roses. The oil-bearing rose was imported in Bulgaria in the 18th century from the Middle East to find most propitious climate and soil in the Tunja River Valley, huddled between the Balkan Range and the Sredna Gora mountain. Later on, the valley began to be called the Valley of Roses, and the rose flower became one of the symbols of this country. From mid-May till end of July, the Valley of Roses smells very sweet and is an ideal destination for aromatherapy fans. The exceptional experience of being in touch with the grandeur of pristine nature will captivate your heart once you come to visit Bulgaria and get to know the traditions and the spirit of the Bulgarians. They will become your friends, and you will definitely, time and again, wish to come back. You may rest assured you will always be welcomed with the hospitable Bulgarian. Be welcome.